Martin Archer. I run the Discus music label out of Sheffield, UK. I'm also a musician and a record producer. And I'm very happy that I'm bringing one of my bands, Anthropology Band, up to your festival this year. Anthropology is quite a different project for me. I usually work live with quite small groups. Anthropology is a big 8-piece group, 2 guitars, keyboards, vibraphone, bass guitar, percussion, and a front line of trumpet and saxophone. And we put the band together quite deliberately to explore some aspects of the legacy of Miles Davis electric music. Doing that kind of tribute thing isn't usually what I do, but this was something that just evolved into its current shape, and it felt very natural to put our own contemporary take on that fantastic 70s music from Miles Davis electric period. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, maybe you could tell me a bit more about that project, how it kind of developed, and where you feel you're taking it.
I can never quite leave ideas alone. So when I originally planned the Anthropology Band sessions, it was just going to be a quartet. It was going to be me and Chris Sharkey on guitar, Dave Sturt on bass guitar, and Pete Fairclough on drums. And that was the studio date that I'd booked. And then I was thinking about this morning because it was soon after that I probably started working with Charlotte Key. So she came in to make it 5. And then I can't actually remember how I ended up with Pat Thomas on piano and our original vibes player, Corey Mwamba, in the project. It kind of just kept expanding in that way. And then I figured, well, if this really needs 2 guitars, so eventually I got to 8 people, and then I stopped. But that was the lineup for the album that I made with Corey on vibes and Pete Fairclough on drums. The band has changed since then. Pete Fairclough has retired. His son Adam is now drummer in the band, following on the dynasty. And as many of your readers or listeners here will know, Corey retired from live performance a couple of years ago, and Orphy came into the band, which is a big thrill. The thing that I really like about doing Anthropology Band is that the written music for it is absolutely minimal. Most of the writing is just a bass line, and that enables us to be very flexible on stage. We've got 4 chordal instruments in the group: 2 guitars, Orphy's xylophone, Pat Thomas's piano, and they're able to kind of intercross and interweave solos and patterns from those 4 instruments in a very unexpected way. So that gives an ever-changing sea of sound for the saxophone and the trumpet to weave around on top of. It's lovely to do, but we've got an absolutely rock solid rhythm section with Adam Fairclough and Dave Stir. So all the elements are in place there for a very solid sounding group, but with a lot of unexpected textures and moves going on. And this time round, we're deliberately doing a lot more improvisation as part of the set. When we went out on our 2020 tour, we were playing the album, which kind of I was kind of looking at a stopwatch to move from section to section to make sure that we finished on time. This time we're taking a much more open-ended and loose approach to the group. So there'll be some unexpected stuff happening on stage, which will be nice, because otherwise you might as well just listen to the record.
Yeah, fantastic. So is this the first time you've played with this lineup live?
No, we had a tour in early 2020, straight before lockdown. We did a date at the Liverpool Jazz Festival, and we did a date in Sheffield. COVID kicked in. Remaining dates on the tour were cancelled, and the band went into hiatus. But about a year ago, various band members were saying, well, it would be really nice to do this again. But of course, it's only and listeners might not realize this, even with the kind of fees that are on offer from a major festival like yours, you can't, the economics of an 8-piece band simply don't work, even with a generous fee from the festival. So the only reason that we're actually able to do this date, and we'll be following that with dates at Marsden Jazz Festival and a final third date at Cafe Oto, is through Arts Council project funding. Because running an 8-piece band is impossibly expensive when people are coming from all over the country. You're trying to pay a decent fee, you're trying to cover all the travel and hotels. It's a massive logistic operation, and it's a massive finance operation, and it's a real shame that music like this can only exist with Arts Council support. It's not really the way it should be. The way it should be is that enough people come out to attend the gigs and buy the records to make it financially self-supporting. That would be lovely. But I think that's from a different era.
You've also got Discus family playing the festival, Beck Hunters, for example.
Yeah, it's also great that on the same festival bill there are more members of the ever-growing Discus music family. Obviously, Mick Beck is one of my oldest music colleagues, and his trio with the Hunter brothers, Anton and Johnny, is a fantastic improvising trio. So I was intrigued to see that that trio is expanding to include the wonderful John Pope, who I think will be a great addition to the group, and then with Laura Cole in there. Laura's obviously a close colleague and one of my favourite musicians. I think that's going to make a really interesting quartet.